First, we had Olympus Has Fallen, followed by London Has Fallen, and now the third film in this franchise, Angel Has Fallen. It stars none other than Gerard freaking Butler, as well as God's voice, Morgan Freeman. The film is directed by Rick Roman. I think that's how you say his name, at least. And the film continues the story of the Secret Service agent Mike Banning, played by Butler. But this time, the scenario is a little different. Mike has definitely aged, and he's having a lot of health problems, and at the end of the day, the dude is really struggling with life. And they do a great job of letting that be known at the beginning of this film. You see the pain he's going through, you see the physical issues he's having, and you know that whatever is coming at him in this movie, it's going to be a challenge. Now, the thing I've always felt with the previous two films, I'm an action lover. I mean, that's probably my go-to genre. These movies have been good. They're not great. There's nothing that's leaving a lasting impression. They're just fun, entertaining films to go watch. I would have to say, out of the first two, Olympus Has Fallen, the original one, that has been the best film. And so when this one came out, I mean, I didn't really have high expectations, but I was hoping it would be better than London Has Fallen, and if not better than Olympus, just as good. So, having seen the film, I can now say I do feel this one is better than London Has Fallen. I can't say that it has surpassed Olympus Has Fallen, but it's probably just as good. And there's two reasons for that. The first, obviously, the action. This is a very heavy action film. I saw it in Dolby Cinema, and I feel like I'm freaking deaf right now. It was a damn war zone. Very impressive sound. Whoever did that needs to get nominated for an award. That was incredible gunshots, explosions, you name it. Outstanding sound. But I'm really torn between the action in this movie. At times it's like, hell yeah, that is freaking awesome. And then at other times I'm sitting there going, I don't want to watch the damn Blair Witch Project. I know I say this a lot with these action films, or just movies in general. When you have that freaking shaky cam, I can't stand it. And there's so many times throughout this movie that it's like, I can't tell you what I'm watching. I can't follow it. There's so much shaky cam going. I saw the Blair Witch Project once. That was enough. Directors, cinematographers, please take note of the John Wick films. You can have some kick-ass, killer action, and it can be visible. You can see what's going on. The way they shoot those movies is absolutely fantastic, and I wish more films would follow that trend. But unfortunately, in my eyes, there's just so much shaky cam now. I don't enjoy it. There are people that do, I get that, but I'm just not one of them. As far as the effects in this film, for the most part, more than 50%, it's good. Even though I know that's totally fake, that didn't really happen, it's CGI and all that. There are times though, and they definitely stand out, where you can tell this is really bad CGI. It just looks fake. And maybe it's just I have a good idea for this. I've seen so many films, I can pick up on these things, but I can count numerous times where I was sitting there watching it going, they are obviously in front of a green screen. I know that is not going on right now. And so I kind of felt a little let down with that. I kind of thought they might do a little bit better job. But the thing this film really has going for it is the cast. You've got a lot of great names in this movie, a lot of great character actors you've seen in a variety of films, variety of decades, and it's nice to see them all in this movie. Of course, Gerard Butler is our star. I wish we could see him in more action films because the dude really is a badass. And he steps up to the plate in this one. Of course, Morgan Freeman, I don't know anybody that doesn't like that man. He is just awesome on a variety of different levels. I do wish he'd have had a bigger part in this movie. That's one thing that does stand out while he's on there. You know, as usual, he knocks it out of the park. But I was hoping we would get to see a little bit more of him. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest thing, in my opinion, about this movie is the man playing Gerard frickin' Butler's father. And that is the great Nick Nolte. And here's a little bit of trivia. I don't think I've told really anybody this, but I'm going to share this with you now. So consider yourself lucky if you're watching this. These long locks that I have rocked for so many years, the original motivation to start growing my hair out was Nick Nolte. When I saw him in the original buddy cop film, Walter Hill's 48 Hours. Now, obviously, if you look at that hairstyle there compared to what I have now, it's not really the same thing. But I can remember as a kid just going, all right, I want to start growing my hair out. And so the credit for all of that goes to Mr. Nick Nolte. I'm going to pee in the pool. If you see this movie, you'll get that reference. Another little side note, but it does relate to this movie. As with most films nowadays, there has to be a political statement or some type of agenda. But one thing that stands out with this film is I feel like both sides could be represented with the statements being made in this film. They're trying to frame Gerard frickin' Butler in this movie, and the bad guys are going after him, and they're setting this whole thing up that he is conspiring with the Russians, even though we all know he's not. He's innocent, but they're saying he's guilty, and they're going after him, which is kind of similar to another situation we've had in the United States for the last 2 years. Now, as far as the other side of that spectrum, one of the villains, and I'm not going to go into detail about that because it's definitely a twist in the film, but one of the villains utters a line and acts a certain way that side of the spectrum would compare to the current administration. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, both sides of the spectrum have arguments in their favor. Okay, I feel like they were both represented well. You either love the Donald or you don't. Okay, either way it's fine because we're going to win, and we're going to win without the angel falling. Believe me, it's going to be huge. Alright, so I'm going to summarize all this up and then make like a baby and head out. The film is okay. There's nothing spectacular about it. If you like action films, if you want to be entertained, kind of turn your brain off for a little while, go see it. I will give it a rating of a 7. I don't have to see this movie again. I'm not going to buy it, but I will not say avoid it at all costs. It's okay. I was entertained from start to finish, and I had to pee so bad about halfway through the film. But I wasn't going to take a chance of missing any of the actions or any of the little twists in there because the story kept my attention. So, with that being said, thank you to everybody for watching and to my subscribers. I would love to know what you thought of this film, what you thought of this review. So if you would be so kind, please share your opinion in the comments section below. Leave this video a like. It helps me. It helps this channel. And you guys take care. We'll see you for the next review.